Hey, what's going on, all you six people out there? Scatman Blades here today, bringing you a Rainbow Six video. And today we're going to be talking about 10 tips that could help you be better at Rainbow Six. Now, disclaimer: by any means, I not good at the game yet. I'm not an expert. I'm not perfect at the game yet either. However, these tips that I've kind of created and kind of popped up in my head. These are tips that could help you, be better too. Because I'm seeing a lot of people make a ton of mistakes in game, and these are mistakes that can be easily fixed and it can easily help you win the game. I'm seeing tons of mistakes that are losing games. So, without too much rambling on, let's get right into it. So the first tip that I have for you guys is new sightlines, or making new sightlines in Rainbow Six. So obviously, for some reason, if you don't know, almost everything is destructible in Rainbow Six. Walls, doors, everything. And a lot of people don't know about breaking through walls and making new sightlines. For example, as a defender, and I'm going to use the house map a lot as an example, probably. On the house, if there's in the kids' bedroom and in that little construction kind of room, there's like a little stairway that goes in between both of those. If you go prone and go prone and shoot holes through a wall, you can look into a stairwell. And as a defender, this could be very useful because if an attacker is walking up these stairs, they're not, specifically looking for these holes. They're paying attention to the stairwell, making sure no one's there. So if you can get eyes on the attackers walking up the stairway through those little tiny holes, they'll never expect it, and it's an easy way to get a drop on your enemy. Not only that too, but you can also just blow holes with shotguns, through walls, and just create easier or more lines of sight for you and your team. However, be aware that this could also backfire on you, because if an enemy sees this hole, they could easily just shoot through it randomly and accidentally get a headshot on you. So be careful of that. My second tip for you guys is being cautious of open windows or broken windows or anything in between. So, as an attacker, if you see a window with a little opening on it, obviously that means a defender has broken that hole to try to see through that hole. You want to be cautious. You don't want to just go right in front of it, because obviously if someone's looking, they're going to see you. Same thing with kind of a defender. If you're defending and you see the window or door get broken open, don't just go right up to it and look, because chances are you're going to die. Be careful. Kind of stay back, see what whoever's breaking that window, whoever's there, stay back and kind of see what they're trying to do. Okay? If the guy doesn't see you, he might think it's all clear, and he might just come busting right on in, rappelling in, and you can get the drop on him because he'll never know you're there. So always be careful and cautious of windows. If a whole window just gets taken out, just, like if they put a breaching charge on the window and it gets blown open, don't do anything. Just stay there and watch the window. If no one peeks and, no one does anything, just, still be careful, because someone could be playing as Glaz or Twitch, the two characters that use the DMR or the sniper-ish rifles. They could be sitting across the way watching that window. I've done it before, and I've seen other people do it before. So just always be cautious of windows and doors. Unless you're absolutely positively clear that no one is there, that is the only time you should reboard up a window or door. My third tip is where to put barricades, or knowing where to put your barricades. And by barricade, I mean the big steel ones that take about 5 seconds to put up. I see people either not put them up, or just put them up in wrong areas. So I see a lot of people kind of don't put them up, maybe because if they're new, they don't necessarily know they have them, because you don't really know you have it until you walk up to a wall you can barricade and it says hold X. You never know, because it doesn't show you in inventory. So if you guys don't know, if you're playing as a recruit, you only get one barricade. If you're playing as an operator, everyone only gets 2. So always remember that. Now, knowing what wall to barricade is pretty easy. You can because in the game you can tell what walls are breakable and what walls are not. Sometimes it's kind of hard in mass, but most time you can tell, and usually the walls that are breakable are the ones you can barricade. Also, you can just walk right up to a wall and hold X. It'll tell you hold X and put up barricade. So, putting barricades on walls where it's most likely to have the most traffic of enemies. If there's a wall that's kind of, not necessarily a popular wall that everyone goes through, I would say don't really board that up, or don't really barricade that up, but watch it. Always be cautious around and have it kind of like in the back of your head, like, that's not barricaded, but it's also not a popular spot. I'm just going to be wary of it just in case. Also, too, putting barricades in the right spots. For example, I'm gonna use the house mission again, or the house map again. If you're playing bomb, or you're playing, secure, the secure area, whatever, if the bomb or whatever is in kind of like the living room-ish area, I think it's the living room area, there is a square or kind of like an opening that can drop down into the weight room area just below the living room area. If you're playing secure, playing bomb, and the bomb is in the living room area, there's no reason to barricade that drop down, because you guys are going to be in there. You guys are going to be paying attention. If no one's in there, the enemy's not going to drop down in below you, because obviously the objective's there. They're not going to drop down below. And if it's empty and you guys are down below, they're going to defuse it. They're going to put a diffuser up there, because why would they do that? It'd be stupid of them to go down there. So wasting barricades on stupid shit like that is quite annoying, because you could use that on another wall. So again, pay attention to where you're putting barricades. Don't put them in stupid areas. Don't put them in, if there's no reason for the enemy to go below, don't put a barricade down. Just don't. Tip number 4 I have for you guys is staying calm. Staying calm is one of the most important tips I have for you guys. Staying calm is the key to this game. I know in this, obviously having only one life, you want to play careful, and you do want to play kind of cautious, because you only have one life to play with. But that doesn't mean you need to play scared. Obviously, play confident and play like you're confident and know you're going to go and kill people. But at the same time, also be cautious. And for example, if you're defending or you're attacking, and let's say 3 of your teammates go down, now it's a 5v2 situation, okay? Stay calm, don't start freaking out, okay? Stay calm, because remember, it only takes 1 bullet to the head to kill someone. So be confident yourself, stay calm. But if it's just 2 of you or just 1 of you against 5 people, start playing a little more cautious. Start checking every corner you possibly can, unless you positively know where every single one is. Staying calm is the key to winning rounds and games. For example, I have a story for you, a quick story. I was by myself, an only team, and I clutched a 1v5 game just by myself. And it's because I stayed calm. I never freaked out. I never got panicked or anything. And I wish I recorded it to show you guys, but unfortunately I didn't record it. But staying calm is the key to winning games and rounds. Tip number 5 I have for you guys is communication. Communication is a huge part of Rainbow Six Siege. Either communicating through a mic or communicating through the game. Obviously communicating through a mic is preferred. You want to be able to talk to your teammates. You want them to be able to hear you, kind of, so that way you can call out where people are, call out, other things and other things. But I get that sometimes you don't want to use a mic. I get that feeling all the time, where I necessarily don't want to talk to people today. I just don't want to get on a mic and have to do anything. I understand that completely. So there's other ways to communicate without the mic. For example, a lot of people don't know, you can kind of point out things with the left D-pad, and it'll show up a little yellow marker, and that kind of like tells your teammates like, hey, pay attention here. Or for example, if there's body armor on the ground, like from the operator Rook, if he puts the armor down, if you see there's still some armor and teammates haven't got armor, try just like pointing at it with the little left D-pad, and it kind of like tells teammates like, hey, there's armor here, go get that. Or if there's a wall exploding over here, or if you see movement over here, and you kind of just mark that area and say, hey, pay attention here. That's another way to communicate with your team, is you don't have to go through just talking. But talking is a preferred method. Tip number 6 I have for you guys is being good with other operators. Now, look, I understand you may have a favorite operator. I have my favorite operator, okay? I have my favorite operators, actually. I understand that maybe you just want one operator, he's your favorite, you don't like anyone else. That's just the one you're always going to go with. That's fine. That's okay. That's completely fine. But look, the day will come, if it hasn't already, that someone is going to pick your operator. And if you haven't unlocked anyone else, you're going to be stuck as a recruit, and that's a severe disadvantage. Look, the fact of the matter is that someone will take your operator one day, okay? And it's up to you to be good with not just one, but 2 or 3 or 4 operators, because it's a 5-man team. Let's say you have 5 operators unlocked, or let's say you have 4 operators unlocked. Let's say every 4 of those people take every single one of your operators you have unlocked. What are you stuck with but a recruit? You need to be good, or at least decent, with at least 5 or 6 operators, okay? Because I promise you, people will take your operators. It's happened to me. It's happened to my friend. It's going to happen. So it's up to you to know your operators, know what their strengths and weaknesses are, know what their specialties are, know what their weapons are, know how the weapons perform, all that. You just be good or at least decent. Obviously have your favorite, that's fine. Have your favorite, be good with your favorite, but also be good or decent with other operators. So that way you're not at a complete disadvantage if someone picks your operators. Seventh tip I have for you guys is being patient. In Rainbow Six Siege, sometimes aggressiveness can work out, but other times aggressiveness can stab you in the back. As a defender, obviously being patient is key. You gotta wait for the attackers to come. Obviously, the attackers never see any defenders. They're obviously going to think, okay, well, they're only in this room, which is going to make them kind of more inclined to make mistakes, because as soon as you get into the room and you're defending, they're going to have to check a lot of corners and a lot of different ways of where you can hide. So being patient and letting them come to you is kind of the ideal. If you have a coordinated team that's ready to just take anyone out, especially if you have Capcom with the laser trip mines, if they walk through that door, they're dead. So letting them come to you as a defender is key. Now, same thing actually can be applied to an attacker. Obviously, as an attacker, you want to push forward and attack the objective. However, you can be patient yourself. You have a lot of time to work with. I think you have 3 minutes each round. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you have at least 3 minutes or 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes to just kind of sit around and kind of get a feel of the situation, what's going on. So obviously, use your drones, kind of find out where everyone's at. If you're kind of a good team and you know you can just go in and kind of storm the place and know for sure you're going to get it, try waiting, because the longer you wait, if the defending team is kind of not smart, and I hate you kind of using that, but if they're not smart, and if you take forever to kind of come, they're going to get anxious, and because everyone's kind of a kill whore. Everyone wants to get the kills. So the defending team is going to get anxious, and either one or two, if not all of them, are kind of going to burst out of their rooms and try to find you and find their kill. And that's the mistake they're going to make, and that's when you can take advantage of them and kill them. So kind of being patient with the attacking team makes the defenders kind of anxious and kind of more inclined them to make more mistakes. So being patient in both attacking and defending can work out for both of you. Tip number 8 I have for you guys is be aware and observant of your teammates and your surroundings and everything. Especially if you're not talking with your team, if you're not communicating with them or anything, be smart and be observant. Watch where your team is going, and even if at the beginning of the round when you're an attacking team and you're the drones, watch where your other team's drones are going, okay? Let's say, you see like 3 or 4 going downstairs. Why are you going to follow them downstairs? Don't do that. Go upstairs. You're going to cover a ton of ground. It's better if you all split off. So pay attention to where your teammates are going and go where they're not going. If you see someone coming from another direction, go somewhere else. Obviously, that way is clear, okay? And then the same thing, when you're actually out of the zone, you're in the attacking phase or defending phase, watch where people are, see where the holes in your defense or the holes in your attack are, and kind of just fill those holes, okay? So like, let's say if you're defending, you've got a whole left side that's all covered up, but your right side is kind of, kind of vulnerable. Why are you going to go defend the left side still? Go to the right side, pay attention, and watch. So always just be aware and observe your surroundings. If you see a hole in the barricade, that probably means someone's watching. If you see a hole in the wall, be cautious. Someone's probably watching it, okay? Just be aware of your surroundings. Tip number 9 for you is kind of like it's like a duh kind of tip, is teamwork. Obviously, this game relies a ton on teamwork. Operators have different things that help out different teammates. For example, Rook, like I said before, he's got the armor. Jaeger's got the kind of trophy system type things you can place around. He can probably save a teammate by destroying a grenade with his little trophy systems. Working together with your team is key. If you're attacking and if someone's using the shield, stay behind him, kind of like move together, because obviously he's just using a pistol. He can't be maybe that accurate with a pistol, if he's hip firing. And I guarantee you, if the shield guy walks in first, that person's more inclined to shoot the shield first than you, mainly because the shield is kind of a scarier and bigger target. They're going to shoot you, and then by the time they realize you're behind him, turning the corner with him, they should already be dead because you shot them and you've seen them. So just working together with your team is mainly the key to success, along with all the other tips I've been giving you. The last tip I have for you guys is, this is not Call of Duty or Battlefield. It's not. Stop playing stupid, okay? And what I mean by this is, in Call of Duty and Battlefield, you can, go off, do your own thing, be by yourself, do whatever, and do amazingly well, and get, so many kills or whatever. Okay, and maybe in Battlefield is a little bit of teamwork, but let's be honest, you can still also be by yourself and do just as well. Okay, in Rainbow Six Siege, you can't do that. I mean, sure, maybe if the other team sucks, but you just can't do anything by yourself. You can't just go out, especially defend. You can't just go around and start killing people. Okay, you can't. You need to work together. You need to stop having the mindset of, this is Call of Duty, this is Battlefield, I can do whatever I want and not pay attention to anything. I've literally seen people where holes have been blown behind them in a wall and they just don't turn around. They're completely oblivious to it, and I'm watching like, are you serious? Why haven't you turned around yet? People, this game is, I don't want to say it like this, but it's not for dumb people, and I kind of use that lightly. Like, when you go to play Rainbow Six, you need to be smart, you need to be observant, you need to have your brain on, is what I'm trying to say, okay? There's just so many little things in Rainbow Six that you need to be able to pay attention to, and that could, make a difference between whether you lose the game, or lose the round, or win the game and win the round. So, stop just going about this like it's Call of Duty or Battlefield and just being able to do whatever you want, okay? You need to depend on your teammates, you need to depend on other things, okay? That's just what it is. So yeah, I hope some of all these tips kind of helps you out, and I hope they make you better a little bit. Like I said, I am by no means super good yet. I'm not perfect at it yet, but these are tips that I feel like can help you step up your game a little bit better, maybe to where you start winning games and winning rounds if you're not already. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. It helps out quite a bit. As always, guys, I'm Scatman Blaze, and I'll see all these sex people later.